I also thought maybe it wasn't such a good idea to pursue them as the car's coming at me.
So my main concern was my family at that point.
They have been trying to track down this person of interest after 4 homicides.
Immediately moved the pistol away from my head as I began firing at those guys.
You know, I really don't know what kind of individual would harm a juvenile or punch a 13-year-old. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
And then next thing I know, I had a gun to the back of my head. I had my pistol on me, and, you know, thank God for that. You know, thank God for that. You know, thank God for that. You know, thank God for that.
Damn!
Now YouTube censored. Now YouTube censored.
I'm mad as hell right now. Yes, I am.
Viewer discretion is advised. Mama Black.
This program contains language and sequences some viewers may find disturbing.
The trio tried breaking into 2 homes. They got into one, and the holiday heist put a teen's life in danger. The night team's Walter Morris live in Miami Shores with this. Walter.
Belkis, that's right. Police say those crooks hit 2 homes Thanksgiving Day. Now, earlier, we spoke with a man who chased the thieves away before they could get into his neighbor's house, but another family wasn't so lucky.
I also thought maybe it wasn't such a good idea to pursue them as the car's coming at me.
Brett Firestone talking to 7 News, reliving the moment he stopped 3 burglars from breaking into his neighbor's home on Thanksgiving morning, chasing them away.
Suspicious right away. I saw an individual hanging out of the south side window of the home.
Firestone says he and his wife were on their way to work out when they noticed one of the men climbing into their neighbor's house. So they stopped to call 911, and the guy sped off in a white Infiniti. Firestone following them through the neighborhood all the way to Biscayne Boulevard, where they turned around and came straight towards his car.
Did a 3-point turn, and I was behind them, and they started coming directly at me in the vehicle. I was a little scared at that point. I thought they were going to ram me or shoot me or something.
The burglars getting away before they could get into the house on Northeast 10th Place near 105th Street. The family of 5 still asleep with no idea what had happened.
My 3 kids were sleeping there, and I was totally shocked. Thank God nothing happened.
Unfortunately, another Miami Shores family wasn't so lucky. Police say the crooks hit this house on Northwest 100 Terrace a few hours later around 10 a.m. A 13-year-old boy and his 11-year-old sister were home alone. Police say the teen heard something coming from a bedroom and walked into an attack.
I heard the noise and the commotion when they were trying to take the TV set off the wall, confronted the subjects, and the subjects basically told him to be quiet, kind of punched him and pushed him in a closet.
This grainy surveillance video shows the crooks leaving. Police say the 13-year-old wasn't seriously hurt, but certainly shaken up.
You know, I really don't know what kind of individual would harm a juvenile or punch a 13-year-old. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
And while the search for these criminals continues, Firestone says he's glad he was able to help his neighbors. And he has this to say to that trio of trouble.
Find another line of work, because what they're doing is not going to last very long, and eventually they will be caught and they will be put to justice.
So again, those guys getting away in a white Infiniti. If you know anything that can help find them or that car, call Crime Stoppers. That number's 305-471-TIPS. Live in Miami Shores, Walter Morris.
Developing at this hour, a possible break in the string of homicides that have rattled the Tampa Bay area.
7's Robin Simmons is live at the news desk with this. Robin.
The police chief in Tampa just wrapping up a news conference saying he is guarded yet optimistic about this latest development. They are at a McDonald's in Ybor City where they are now speaking with a person after finding a gun in a car. A tip led them there, and the police chief of Tampa says they have received more than 5,000 tips since all of this started at the beginning of October. That is scene of what is happening in Ybor City at that McDonald's parking lot. But we'll take you to the surveillance video that police have been working on. It's very grainy, but they have been trying to track down this person of interest after 4 homicides. After 4 homicides. After 4 homicides. In the Tampa area, the Seminole Heights area, if you are familiar, and they have been trying to track this person down. 4 people have been killed since October 9th. A couple of these happening just within a couple of days of each other. The latest killing happening on November 14th. So police have been working on the premise that all of these are connected. Again, the police chief saying that he is optimistic that this could be related to those 4 murders. They are talking to that person. They have recovered a weapon from that car in Ybor City. And of course, we'll continue to follow the developments from Tampa and bring you the latest just as soon as we get them. For now, reporting from the news desk, Robin Simmons.
We begin with the story of a crime victim taking matters into his own hands to protect his family. It all started around 10:30 when 4 teens walked up to a home on Remington Springs Drive and Desert Marigold Drive and pulled a gun on a man in his garage. But the man they targeted was armed and ready. Channel 2's Brandon Walker spoke with that homeowner tonight and joins us with this amazing story. Brandon?
Yes, Sarah, Alexander Borrego is a retired Marine, but he says he was ready to handle this situation. That doesn't mean that it sits easily with him. The outcome, that is, one of those 4 teens being shot.
I was sitting in the chair. I had my phone.
Alexander Borrego says he didn't have a chance to look up before he says he was cornered. 4 males, teens, it turns out.
One came alongside through here, and then next thing I know, I had a gun to the back of my head.
A neighbor surveillance camera recorded the 4 Friday night before they ambushed Borrego, who happened to be sitting outside his home.
They told me to get up, so I stood up. My garage door was open, so my main concern was my family at that point.
His wife and children who were inside the house. Borrego says the teens grabbed him, pulled him, but little did they know.
I had my pistol in the front pouch of my hoodie.
From there, Borrego says he did what he had to do.
As soon as I got my hand on my pistol, I turned towards the guy that had the gun in the back of my head. I immediately moved the pistol away from my head as I began firing at those guys.
If Borrego seems pensive, reflective, he is, because of what happened next.
I shot one in the chest and then in the neck.
He survived. The same surveillance video that recorded their approach captured their sprint. The teen shot ran to, authorities say. His mother rushed him to the hospital.
I don't have hate for them.
The thought of what happened sits heavily on Borrego. He had to protect his own.
It's sad, but, hey, I had my pistol on me, and, thank God for that.
And this neighborhood is patrolled 24/7. I happened to speak to the chief security guard here, and he tells me that he worked to track down those 4 teens. As for the one who was shot, at last check, he was in serious condition at the hospital. We are live tonight in Northeast Harris County. I'm Brandon Walker, KPRC Channel 2.
Crime solvers need your help to catch a donation jar thief. A black male suspect stole a children's hospital donation jar from a Walmart on Hopkins Road on Saturday, October 21st, around 1:30 in the afternoon. He drove away in a burgundy sedan. You can see this picture of him on crimesolvers.net and on Facebook at crimesolverscch. And if you can help identify him, call the hotline or use the P3 app. Either way, you will remain anonymous and could earn a cash reward. Like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and take the time to solve the crime.
And as always, thank you for watching. If you like this video, please consider subscribing. Also follow us on the usual media for more and interesting information like this.
Fight their asses.